What's up, guys? Yeah, this one's unique. I know I say that about a lot of them, but this one's I have never seen one packaged like this, so to me it's pretty unique. All right, so oh yeah, it's nice and weather outside, about 35, somewhere around there. Beautiful day. It's just an '08 Tahoe, but it's packaged pretty weird. So the story goes, the dealer ordered this, or the customer did, I can't remember. Ordered it with a 6.2, and then the dealer installed the supercharger. It is an LTZ package. Yeah, it's good. This is aftermarket, obviously, but this is a factory optioned 6.2 Tahoe, and a dealer installed magnet charger. So all he did was put headers on it, and I'm tuning it from there. So pretty cool. Pretty cool little deal here. I've never seen one that was just packaged this way. So it's got like 100 and something thousand miles on it. I don't know, but it's had a supercharger on it its entire life. But yeah, it's pretty neat. With a magnet charger, old school sticker here with the intercooler and pump, so it's intercooled. It's a 6-speed auto. Pretty clean. I mean, you can tell it's been daily driven. It's got aftermarket wheels on it because you guys know that all these Tahoe wheels start leaking from the chrome and stuff. So somebody put SS badges on it and stuff. Got a nice sound on the exhaust. Ignore the wire over there, that's my wideband. So yeah, we're gonna go tune this thing. Yeah, I've never seen one that came with a 6.2 from the factory. I've seen Yukons, but never a Tahoe. Comment down below if you've seen one. I've never seen one like that. So enough jabbering. Let's get on this thing. All right, so a little bit more in the backstory here. I have some friends that own a repair facility, or a repair shop in Tulsa, Performance Auto. They always have some unique stuff. Like they always run across some unique stuff. So I know Daniel's got a I think it's called Jungle Green SS, Chevy SS. It's got a supercharger on it. Just a unique car. Yeah, I don't think they even made, I think it's less than 200. Daniel might correct me on that. The number 34 sticks out, but I doubt it says 34. But I can't remember. I know it's very little, a very low number on those. And then John works up there. He's got a 02 Z20, or it's an SS. Sorry, it's an 02 SS, or no, 99 SS. I am sorry. It runs 1190s, I think, something like that. Just a bolt-ons cam only thing. And a converter. But yeah, anyway, Daniel and his brother bought this thing, and they were like, man, we don't know if we should keep it or not. I was like, man, I would keep it. This thing's cool. So this was like in the summer, and so they contacted me last week and like, hey, my nephew bought this. He's gonna put headers on it. He wants you to tune it. Cool. All right, I've been looking forward to this. Like, it's such a cool car, you know. So I told him, I was like, hey, just drop it off with me and make a YouTube video. So I've already had the tune downloaded because they had wanted me to look at it and see if it was safe. And yeah, it was safe. Like I didn't see anything that was nuts or crazy or stuck out like a sore thumb. So it looked like a pretty basic tune. The transmission settings were all stock. I think it even still had a, let me look here. It even still had the speed limiter enabled. So it was just tuned for the magnet charger, or it was a magnet charger tune. So one of the two. I'm not sure about the boost level on this, so I think we're gonna have fun with that. This is the first time driving it. I just pulled it out just away from my house so I can make a video. It's kind of loud and I got people sleeping, so I don't want to wake them up. I don't like messing with my neighborhood too much. Like I like where I live. So anyway, let me go through this tune real quick. Let's see what's up with it. Got to make some adjustments for the headers. Obviously, I got my wideband hooked up. It's working, and then let's go dial it in like a normal car. Adjustments to the trans. Just some basic 6-speed stuff that I usually do. Putting in speed density. I know it doesn't have a 2-bar map, but I still want to get like the blended stuff dialed in. It looked like it was running on math only. It seemed like it ran okay. Like again, I seriously just drove it from my house to about 500 feet over here to this abandoned car wash. So, but we're gonna just put it in speed density and see what it does. I haven't even looked at the fuel trims or anything. We're just gonna go for it. It looks like a stock VVE map, so virtual volumetric efficiency. It looks bone stock, so we're gonna make some adjustments to it. Obviously, it's not stock anymore. Get that all dialed in, and then we're gonna jump over to math only mode. Get that dialed in, and then find a happy medium for the blended factor. It's gonna be low. The dynamic airflow is gonna be what do they call it? Dynamic airflow. Sorry, brain fart. Dynamic airflow is going to be lower on the RPM scale than a normal just 5.3. So normal 5.3s, what I've seen, they enable at 4,000 RPM. I'm probably going to lower this one to I think it would hit full boost at like 2,300, so I'm gonna put it at 2. And so it's still blended down low, but anything above 2,000 RPM, the math is gonna take over. So just because it doesn't have a 2-bar map on it, I still want that drivability. I still want that instant torque, and then it's a little different when you have a blended factor in play with that. So the blended factor works better at lower RPM, and that's exactly why they take over at 4,000 RPM. The math takes over at 4,000 RPM on stock setup. So again, in this case, I'm gonna have to lower it because that map sensor is not gonna read boost, and it's not gonna add any fuel. So I'm going to have to just lower it. I think it's gonna hit full boost at like 2,300 or so. So I'm gonna put it at 2. And that could be another reason why they had it at 1,000. We'll just have to see. All right, well, after messing with my wideband for the last 30 minutes, I finally got it working. I have a really old wideband. I gotta innovate. It's an LM1, like one of the first ones. Anyway, the power plug-in on it, I've always had to like mess with it to get it to power on. Well, I guess it finally just took a dump. So I can't find one of those old school power plug-ins that you use for like a radar detector or anything like that. I thought I had one laying around and I was just gonna solder it up. So I ended up taking the end apart and soldering it back up. I think it just had a broken wire in there, and it's working now, so I can see it. All right, anyway, let's go tune this thing. I'm gonna stop and get my favorite drink, some brisk, and then we'll go dial in this VVE table. It looks fairly decent right now, about like 10% or so at idle, somewhere around there. Lean, 10% lean. But we'll go drive it around for a little bit, no boost, anything like that. Just normal driving, get it all kind of dialed in, blended. And then we'll go see, we'll put it back on the math scale, do that, put it back on blended, and then we'll go see what it does. I got a feeling this thing's gonna be pretty powerful. I'm not sure how powerful, because I don't know how much boost this thing is putting out. So at least it'll spin the tires probably at first. I bet you it will. I know these old 6.2s don't mess around, so. But sounds good. How many miles are on this thing? 148,000 miles. That's what's on it. Put it back on trans temp here. There we go. I'd like to keep an eye on that on these 6L80s. Actually, any automatic transmission, I like to keep an eye on the trans temp. Anyway, enough babbling. Let's dial this in, and I'll show you how to do a VVE table. I'm just driving along the highway here. I'm going slow right now. So since I'm going to set the dynamic airflow around 2300 or 2000 or whatever, I am just going to dial in the VVE tables up to about 3000 RPM-ish. So usually with a normal one, I would go about to 4500, just various RPMs and loads, and fill in those fuel trims and adjust the VVE from there, or the VE, however whatever one you're adjusting, depending on what generation of LS you're doing. So this one, again, it's going to be primarily MAF only, just because it's boosted and it doesn't have a 2-bar map. So we're just going to turn the dynamic airflow a little bit up from what I found it, because again, I found it at 1000 RPM. Probably set it at probably 2500, somewhere around there. Just going to see where it hits boost. It looks like it'll create boost right here at like 1600, so maybe that's probably why they had it like this. So I wouldn't doubt it, but I'll look on the wideband and see what it's doing, and see what kind of timing it's throwing at it. I'll probably just try to bog it. I doubt it's gonna bog. It'll probably just take off and go. So, but like if you have the converter locked up, like right here, it's super lean, and it's only at like 1800 RPM. So. Yeah, I'm just sitting there driving along, about to hit Ulaga here. Turn around here on my highway and adjust from here. I'll show you guys the tables I got, and then we'll probably just turn it back in the MAF mode. They look pretty close. They don't look too bad. So, all right, here's what we got. We got about 20 minutes of data, and just various RPMs and loads. This is where it starts creating boost at, and the 1-bar map just freaks out and doesn't want to do anything. So I didn't hit any of that on purpose. It was just driving. So I think I am actually going to lower it below 2000 RPM. I'm probably going to put it at probably right at 1200. That's probably why they had it set at 1000 in the first place too, because it creates boost that low. So pretty cool. Anyway, copy. Go in here, go to your VVE table. Virtual volumetric efficiency. You got this big old table. Pace special, go half. And you can look at it. You got a little bump right there. So what we're going to do is smooth it. Calculate coefficients. It's going to calculate them up. And then you want to copy this entire table. Go to manifold, switch open. Paste it. Calculate coefficients. Boom. All right, let's put it back in MAF only mode. So we're gonna put it at, I'm gonna put it at 1000. And then, what do they have it set at? Let me look here. I think they had it set at, yeah. So you got the re-enable. Let's see, re-enable at 950 and then disable at 1000. So pretty much right off idle. Again, that's probably why they had it set that way. So, and then they had the MAF frequency at 16,000 hertz instead of usually the 13.5 or the 14,000. So we're gonna turn the MAF back on. I'm gonna turn these on to mill on second air for the mass airflow sensor. That'd be P101, 102, and 103. To force it into speed density, you need to change these to mill on first air. Mass airflow sensor fail frequency, set it at really low, so I usually set mine at 2 and 1. And then dynamic airflow, you don't want the master meter to take over, so set it at like 8,000 RPM on disable, and then re-enable at like 7,999, and it'll never read the MAF frequency. So so now we're going to be doing just MAF only stuff. They also had the TPS power enrichment enable like really low. You can tell they had it at like 14% throttle, 10, and then 7. Like, I mean, that's really low. So I turned it up a little bit just so it'd probably get a little bit better fuel economy, and it's not in power enrichment all the time. So yeah, I didn't see the point in that really. But yeah, let's go ahead and flash this. We're gonna save it. Boom, flash it, key on, engine off. I don't need to write the trans. The trans feels pretty good, so cool thing about Gen 4s, you can skip them. Oh, interface not found. Still connected, dummy. And then boom, and we're writing it. I'll make a pull up here. Go from like 40. Make sure we ain't got no major traffic. Alright. You guys keep an eye on the road, I'll keep an eye on the wideband. It's a tad lean. About a 12.5 air fuel. We'll get that thing in the mid-11s. On the air fuel ratio, it'll probably pick up some power, a little safer. I'm gonna check the log out, see what it was. Timing wise, it said it was at 16 degrees on the tune, so we'll just double check it and make sure everything's good with it. All right, just looking at that little pull we did back there. We got wide open throttle right there, 16 degrees advanced, commanding an 11.9 air fuel, so I'm going to richen that up a little bit. Injector duty cycle is through the roof. That's good. It's running out of injector or a pump, one of the two. So excuse me. So that's probably why it picked up a tad bit of knock, so it read a degree, and then that's probably why I was a little lean on the air fuel ratio, the AFR gauge. So I just got done flashing it. I think I'm going to just stop here because I don't want to hurt it, and I'm going to recommend to him that he needs a pump or injectors or both. He probably needs to check the fuel pump. I think the injectors are like 50s or something like that, so it might need a little bit more injector. Let's look here. Yeah, so they're 47 pounder. Yeah, they're pretty small, so he needs an injector, definitely. Which of the pump's okay, but yeah, 108% duty cycle. It's a little high. I don't like to go above 75 to 85-ish. 90 and stuff's okay, but like I really don't like going past that. Like, you know. Let's go dial in just the rest of it, make sure everything's actually good with it. But I'm gonna tell him about this. I'm gonna save this data log, and then we'll just go. I'll shoot him a message like, hey, you're kind of out of injector. So, all right. So what do I think about this thing? I like it. I like it. It's cool. It just needs an injector. That's it. It just needs a larger fuel injector, and it'd be safe. I'd probably put like an electric boost gauge in it. I mean, honestly, if you're getting a larger injector, you might as well go overkill with it. Get something that'll support E85. Change the pump out. Put at least like a Hellcat 525 pump in the back, and then E85 sensor, and then you can run E85 in this thing. It's very abundant around here. I'm in Oklahoma, so it's very, very abundant. Make it a flex fuel vehicle, and then I mean, this thing will make some real good power E85. I think the timing's maxed out. It's at 16 degrees full song, so I'm not even gonna touch that stuff. I had it a little bit down low. Nothing crazy. The main thing was adjusting the fuel trims and stuff for the headers. That whine, that'll get old. It sounds pretty cool. You can kind of hear it just sitting there. I like it. But yeah, definitely, I guarantee this thing, probably right now, it might be putting, I don't know, probably 450 to the wheels, I would imagine. Ish. It's not a slouch. It's very fun. It moves pretty good. what muffler that is, but God, it's loud. Like, this thing's loud with that muffler. I was under there and like it didn't look small, so it's pretty loud. That's probably the only thing I would change though. I'd get a quieter muffler on it, you know, and just have an electric cutout like I always have on my other stuff. But yeah, this thing's perfect. Like, it's kind of bouncy in the back, but I think it's got air ride. Oh yeah, it's got air ride. You can tell. I thought I heard a compressor too. But yeah, Chevrolet, why didn't you make this? Like, stock. This is cool. No, I'm gonna go ahead and just put a 4-cylinder junk turbo motor in a Blazer and call it an RS or whatever they got. I don't know. They even had the V6. That's stupid. But see, that's why I went with the EcoBoost Ford I got, because it's fun, and Ford likes to have their performance line of stuff. So. Whatever. So I just messaged the customer and told him he was out of injector. He said, okay, yeah, no problem. What do you recommend? So I haven't messaged him back, but I'm just going to recommend like a Deka 60, or hell, even an 80. An 80 would work real good too. I mean, they're the same price, and they're adjustable, so it's not a big deal. Probably a Hellcat 525 pump, or at least a 450 in it. I wouldn't doubt that there's either a boosted pump back there or it's stock. So something that needs to give. And then see if we can get them to do a flex fuel sensor too, and then we'll put this thing on E85. It'd be real fun with E85. I'd love to put it on a dyno, but the guy I usually rent a dyno from up and shut his shop down. Thanks, Mike. Hey, money talks. I can't blame you, man. You seem like you're a burnout anyway, and I don't blame you, man. It was just kind of sudden, I think, even his employees too. But I won't get into any of that stuff. I won't even mention the guy, the name of the company or anything. But Mike's a pretty, he's a great guy, man. I love Mike. The guy, he will bend over backwards for you, you know. Like, wish you well, Mike. Happy retirement. Really do. I don't know if you watch my videos or not, but if you do, thanks, man. I guess we'll find another dyno, or I'll have to buy one myself. Anyway, guys, thank you for watching. Like and subscribe. Do all that YouTuber stuff. I'll catch you guys on the next one.